Welcome to the source. The source. Source. Hey, get the source.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. We got a loaded day. There's 4 WNBA games, 15 MLB games. Coming off a night where I went 1-1. Whatever, I'll take it. Had a great weekend. And Grimace still is alive and well. Grimace is cruising on his way to a playoff spot. So before we get into the baseball, we got Modi and Toast coming on later for the baseball. Let's start off with WNBA, and we got a lot here. So let's get right into it. Minnesota's on the road here in Brooklyn against the Liberty. The line is 5. Kind of a short line for the Liberty at home.
It is, guys. It was a short line for the Commissioner's Cup game that was last week as well. It was 5.5, and we gave out Lynx plus 5.5, and that was a winner. They won the game outright. Didn't need the points in the Commissioner's Cup. So it's two ways you could look at this one. You could look at it as a double revenge spot because Minnesota did beat the Liberty in Minnesota earlier this season as well. They were getting 7 points on the road in that game, and they won that one outright by double digits, and then they won the last one outright by double digits as well. So you could say, maybe the Liberty got this one circle as far as like angle, as far as like handicapping spots. Minnesota is in the last game of a 4-game road trip. And then you got the Liberty who haven't left New York since the Commissioner's Cup game. And the difference between that one and this one, Kyle, I think is it AUB or ABS, whichever one of those places where the New York Islanders play. Remember the game was played there.
I know what you're talking about. I was just there like a month ago. I forget what it is.
So the Commissioner's Cup game was played there because of the draft, and this one is actually at Barclays tonight.
UBS.
So I guess UBS. That's what it is. Okay. I don't know why I always want to start with an A. So you could say, that's a going to be a spot for the Liberty because they are, at Barclays. But the one thing that popped up on the injury report, and I would wait, in my opinion. If you want the New York Liberty and you think she's going to play it now. But Sabrina Ionescu popped up on the injury report. She is listed as questionable. That was like 3 hours ago. So she didn't go through shoot around. They said that she was sniffling, coughing, upper respiratory stuff. She might get what you got, Kyle. I'm not gonna play this one. If I had to play it though, I would still be taking the Lynx. I know it's supposed to be a bounce back spot. I know it's supposed to be a revenge game, but the Liberty are 1-9, 1-10 in their 10 home games against the number. And I know that they've been laying double digits in all of them, but the Lynx just continue to cover. I think they're 5-0. Straight up 4-1 against the spread as a road dog. So it'll still be Lynx plus the points for me. I didn't play this one quite yet, though. And I don't want to play the total.
Don't we have like a first quarter over graphic for him?
Oh, yeah. I did I'm not going to play the first quarter if I don't know if Sabrina Ionescu is going to be in. But, that first quarter, just going over that first quarter really quickly, Kyle. Liberty's been the best first quarter team in the WNBA, like by far. They come in a nice bounce back spot because against Atlanta, they had a season low. I think it was like 13 first quarter points. And Minnesota on the road as a dog in 5 home games, averaging a combined 50 points. They're scoring 25 and giving up 25 in the first quarter. So if you think the Liberty going to punch first, then yeah, it's probably going to be early. Typically, they kind of, don't play as well as the game goes on. So first quarter over, I think it was 41.5, I'm sorry. Think the number might have moved up a tad bit because this total is up 5 points. But if Sabrina doesn't play, I think I like the under a little bit more. But I will wait to see if she's going to play or not. She'll probably be a game time decision.
All right, let's move on to the next one, which is Chicago Sky, Atlanta Dream. Got to go Chicago, right? Angel Reese, double machine.
Yeah, but it's priced so poorly now. I think it's like minus 170. And she probably will get a bunch of rebounds. Here's a little tidbit, though. The Chicago Sky, they got Cardoso down there. Angel Reese, the best offensive rebounder in the WNBA. The Atlanta Dream, actually the third best offensive team in limited offensive rebounds. So that could come into play here. I'm not saying not to play the double-double because she's cashed like 10 straight. I think it was an hour ago. Within the last hour, she just got awarded Rookie of the Month for the month of June too. So I'm on Atlanta though. I like Atlanta in this spot. Plus the 1 is where you could get them at. Chicago, I think something like 2-7 against the spread in their last 9. Now you got them on the road laying points. I want nothing to do with that. And the Dream, I typically don't want nothing to do with either. They've been much better on the road than they've been at home. But I'll say this. They did just get Jordan Canada back. Your girl, Ariel Powers, is still going to be out. She's not going to play in this one. And Ryan Howard is also going to be out. But I love what Jordan Canada has done in the last 2 games. They actually just went on the road and held the Liberty to under 40% shooting. Kept them under their team total. And they beat Connecticut. We talked about them beating Connecticut when I was on your show last week, plus the 8.5, I think was, and they didn't even need the points. So they Jordan Canada being back out there, she played 38 minutes in the last game. It was her first start of the season, and she's really just trying to kind of change the team around. Atlanta needs to stack up wins. So I'll take them plus the point here. I'm not afraid of Chicago. They just really struggle to score the basketball, and Atlanta's defense is something that they've been kind of hanging their hat on. They're 5th defensively over the last 5 games. I'll take them as a home dog here. Give me the +1.
All right, Atlanta +1, and I also see I got a graphic for the Chicago side team total under. So you like Atlanta
under
show
7 defensively? Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, they gave up 81 points against New York, which is the best offensive team in the league. 74 against Connecticut. So I love that. And Atlanta, they also playing at the second slowest pace on the season and over the last 5 games. Without Ryan Howard, I think they're just going to have to continue to win with their defense, in my opinion. And the Chicago Sky also playing at the 7th slowest pace over the last 5 games. So, yeah, I like if you can find Jordan Canada assists, I think that's a good number as well. She's coming off a game where she had 9 in 38 minutes, played all but 2 minutes in that last game. So, yeah, I like Chicago team total under 79.5. But I think that line has moved just a tad bit because this total was dropped 2.5 points, I think.
All right, cool. Next up. Wow, big line here. Caitlin Clark on the road in Las Vegas, catching 13.5 points. Is that too many?
It is too many. Yeah, I'll be on the Fever here. I know that the Aces will be turned up for this game because they actually moved this one away from their home arena to the T-Mobile Arena. I think it is the bigger arena because that's what Caitlin Clark does. She gives you an upgrade when she comes to your city and makes you play in a bigger gym. and I think that it's worked in their advantage so far, at least anyway. So I love that they don't have anybody on the injury report. What I don't like is that it's the last game of, I think, a 5-game road trip. But even for the Aces, I looked into a couple different things, like situationally. I haven't really given you a lot of trends here, Cal, but I'll give you a couple. On the season, the Aces just 1-3 against the number as a double-digit home favorite. They'll be without Tiffany Hayes in this game, who anchors their second unit now that Chelsea Gray is back in the starting lineup. You got a Fever team that's really just clicking right now. They are 6-1 against the number since June the 10th. And then here's a couple of situational trends. Double-digit home favorites off back-to-back road wins. 14, 25, and 2, covering less than 36%, dating all the way back to 2011. And then since the 2022 season, 13-point home favorites are winning 89% of the time, but only covering 38.9. So less than 40% win percentage is a cover rate. And I think the Aces will win the game. I just don't think it's going to be by 14 points. The Aces continue to be overvalued, in my opinion. And I really like what the Fever are doing. I know that they're coming off a big win against the Mercury, which is really difficult to go in there and get a win. So they could come out a little flat here, but I do think that they have enough to keep this game close. And the Aces, not that they're going to struggle to score, but I think that they'll miss the services of Tiffany Mitchell here. So I really do like the 13.5. I was hoping that it touched 14, but I think 13.5 is good.
So Indiana plus 13.5 here. Next up, last game. Washington on the road in LA in the battle of the irrelevant here. Are these the 2 worst teams in the league?
They are. Record-wise, I want to say yes. I think they are. I think they definitely are. Yeah. Both teams have 4 wins, I think, or 3 wins, 3 and 4 wins, or something like that. So if you're betting this game, call the 1-800-GAMBLER number first. But if you want to put action in on it, I think you got to go Washington early. Like that would be the look. We continuously come on here and talk about that. I think they're like 10-3-1 against the number in the first half. And now they flipped. They actually opened as a 1-point favorite. They flipped to a 2-point dog. So you can get them as a dog and not feel, too bad, laying points with them in the first half. And it could be a super flat spot for them for the full game. They've played their last 4 games at home in DC. So you got a team traveling all the way across the country to LA. They could potentially run out of gas late in the second half, body clock-wise. And then for the Sparks, even though they do have three, I think they have 3 days off for rest here. This is their first game after a 7-game road trip. So super flat spot for them early as well. I think Washington first half is the best look in this game. And the total, it did come up just a tad bit, 162. I like this one first half to go over because I don't trust either one of these teams in the second half at all. But I have seen the Sparks come out, score the basketball early, going through, playing through De'Erica Hamby. They also get Lazy Clarendon back in this game as well. And then for the Mystics, they are one of the best three-point shooting teams for whatever reason in the first half. I've seen this team score 50 points multiple times in the first half. So if I can get that team, the first half over, I think the number is 82 now, 82 and a half. I do like that. Didn't play that one yet. Didn't play Washington for the first half either. Both of those are just leans as of right now. But those are the ways that I like this one, Kyle. Official plays, Atlanta plus the 1, Indiana plus the 13 and a half. And I'll wait on Minnesota, New York, see what happens with Sabrina Ionescu. And then Washington would only be first half play. And then I would also look towards the over as well. Both of those defenses are pretty bad.
All right, 4 WNBA games tonight, loaded slate. There's Chris Be Cappin's Twitter name right there, 2 N's at the end. Also, he's got a YouTube channel where he uploads content every single day. So make sure you show him some support. Appreciate you taking the time to come on as always. And enjoy your night, man. We'll talk later.
Absolutely, Kyle. Absolutely. Best of luck, man. Hope you feel better, too.
Yeah, I'm good. Later.
Catch you guys later.
Gentlemen. I know, I am sick. I mean, I'm good, though. I would never let an illness stop me from doing anything. I'm popping these things like Skittles. Man, I don't know. Usually, I've always had just cough drops. These things right here, they numb my whole shit. It's like I did a numb me. I swear to God. These things, I stuck on this thing for just leave it on my mouth for like 5 minutes. I can't feel my face. So I'm good. Like I have a sore throat, but I can't feel anything.
I was going to say, is that a good thing?
He said, I can't feel my face.
All right.
Good times.
Want to talk some seam?
I'd love to.
I have home run bets out today.
Wow, look at you.
I know.
I'm up last night having a nice little night with my wife, watching some TV, and Kyle's like, I got deep cut home run. I'm like, what are we doing? Sorry, honey, I'm busy now.
One of mine is a deep cut. It's a deep cut. It's in the Royals game. I got a deep cut home run.
Did he ever get odds? Was it ever posted?
Yeah, I bet it posted in the Discord.
You did? Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
I got a graphic ready. We're good to go.
All right. Let's roll.
All right. So first up, White Sox, Cleveland. Prop Beavers got the poll running. Look, if you handicap this game based on the last 5 games only, it's like you have to bet the White Sox at this price because Cleveland, as we know, throughout the season has been one of the most consistent lineups in baseball against right-handed pitching. They've been hitting at home. And, of course, we know Cleveland home against White Sox, they're going to win. But we're talking 4 righty starters in a row that the Guardians have not got to. And it's not like, oh, they just had little problems. No, like they didn't even touch them. I mean, 4 righty starters in a row. We're able to pitch good games against Cleveland. And we're not even talking about great names. I mean, I think Seth Lugo's in there, who's obviously having a great year. But as a whole, Cleveland really struggling to get to righty starters. And let me ask you something. If Cleveland's struggling to get to righty starters, if Cleveland isn't able to light Chris Flexen up here, why are they minus 215? Because Carrasco's on the mound. And the White Sox have just hit up 2 back-to-back righty starters. One was Feltner, but the other one was Cal Quantrill, who's been pitching well. So this White Sox lineup has hit 2 righty starters in a row. Look, I didn't bet the White Sox. I know it sounds like I'm giving you a White Sox pitch here. I didn't bet the White Sox. But at this price, it would only be White Sox or pass for me. So you could put up a White Sox money line. I did give out a player prop on the video in this one. I like Andrew Vaughn on the White Sox, but this isn't one of my so you can put that. That's a home run pick for this one. This isn't the one I actually bet. I bet 2. This is not one of the 2 I bet.
I never thought I'd see the day with you betting home run player props.
Oh, just wait. Just wait.
Wait till you see the deep cut, bro. Deep cut.
He has 2 I guarantee aren't on your list. One of them,
these are too deep. These are too deep for Moda.
The Reds
These
one
are
I
deep
really
cuts.
like.
Yeah,
Moda likes Aaron Judge props. These are deep
I'm pretty
cuts.
square with my home run props. I'll admit that.
So can you put White Sox money line up for me somewhere on the screen too? Because that is my pick for the game, and I think at this price, it's actually a decent bet. But I didn't place either of these two bets on the screen for me.
Well, I can tell you, White Sox team total over 3.5, minus 120, minus 125, wherever you can get it. Everything that he just said, the total in this game is 9.5. The books are telling you that essentially they think that runs are coming. The White Sox have scored at least 3 runs on 3 of the last 4 righty starters they've seen. The great weather in Cleveland for hitting today. Cookie Carrasco's been average at very best. His expected numbers are terrible. I honestly think that the White Sox are going to have some success here today. He likes Andrew Vaughn. I like Paul DeYoung. Robert's home runs at like 275, so they're essentially telling you he's probably going to hit one. So I just expect to see runs here today. I'm sure Cleveland's going to be a popular side at home, which makes sense against the White Sox, but I've been killing these team totals over 3.5, so I'm just going to keep on doing that, and I'm more than comfortable with it.
Here you go, Doug Lane. They're not. No, he's really asking.
I know he is. That's why I'm laughing.
They're not cough drops though. They're sore throat and sinus drops, but they are like really. Like I can't even put one in now because I'll struggle to talk. It really numbs you up. Oh, Kelsey's here, Matt. Don't get nervous.
I'll try.
Who the hell is Kelsey?
Like the girl that stalks him in the comments every time.
I kind of feel like that person is trying to catfish me. I don't think it's a real person. I think.
Do you guys talk privately? Oh, you know what? We don't need to get into that. You guys exchange X-rated photos?
I thought you were gonna say yes to the private. I was like, oh no.
No. I'm a happily engaged man, but I think someone's trying to.
I didn't know that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Modi, what are your thoughts here?
This game is going to be a dong party. Honestly, there's so many people that you could bet in this one. I like Vaughn. I like DeYoung. I think he's one. I just went super square. I went Luis Robert Jr. to hit one. He's been phenomenal since he came back from injury since June 4th. 7 home runs, 28.1% ISO rate. That would be the 6th best if you just took that out for the entire season. 16.1% barrel rate. That's also in the excellent category. That would be the 8th best in the MLB. Fly ball rate, 46.4%. So he's hitting the ball hard and he's hitting the ball in the air. And I agree about Carrasco. First of all, he's a right-handed pitcher, and Robert is significantly better against righties. ISO rate, 31.5% against righties. And Carrasco is also worse against righties. It's like a righty-on-righty matchup, but both players, like Robert's better against righties, Carrasco's worse against them. He's seen roughly the same amount of batters that are right-handed versus left-handed, and 7 of his 11 home runs have come against righties. Fly ball rate, pull rate, hard hit rate, all worse against right-handed hitters, all below average numbers. In his top 3 pitches thrown, Carrasco, fastball, sliders, and changeups. Luis Robert crushes all 3 of those pitches. So I got it up at plus 310. It's super square, but I think that he's a good home run prop for tonight.
So Modi thinks this game's going to be a dong party.
A dong party.
Kelsey, he was just kidding. He loves you. You don't have to unfollow him. Next game.
I'm just joking.
Just joking. We play.
Just joshing around.
Cardinals Pirates up next. All right. So Toast, do you have a bet on either? You guys have a bet on this one? Because I have thoughts on it, but I didn't bet it.
I have thoughts as well, but go ahead. I don't have a bet. No.
Modi, do you have anything? Do you want me to go?
I have something. It's not my favorite play of the day. It's like a half unit plus money non-dong dart throw, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite play of the day.
All right. Well, then I'll just talk. So if you put a gun to my head and force me to place a bet in this game, it would be Pirates first 5 minus the half run. Pirates first 5 run line. I think there's a lot of evidence that point towards Mitch Keller absolutely dealing here. First of all, the Cardinals, who, if you rewind a week ago, you can find me on this show saying, guys, the Cardinals are heating up against righties. I was wrong as hell. I mean, they just have been since that day where I said that.
Yeah, I was going to say you weren't wrong at the time.
Well, at the time it looked like they were, but yeah. I caught it on this and I said that, and since that day it's been a downslope. In fact, in the last 7 days, the Cardinals are a bottom 5 lineup in baseball against righties. Now we know that there's talent in this lineup, and we know that it's not going to stay there forever. But as of right now, I don't know how I could put any sort of faith in the Cardinals lineup, and it seems like the market agrees with me because their team total's down at 3.5, and you can't even get a good price on it.
Yeah, exactly.
So the odds makers agree with me that the runs are going to be at a premium, to quote Toast, in this one for the Cardinals, and also so to add on to that, Cardinals haven't hit well on the road all season, and Mitch Keller at home has been borderline untouchable this year. Yeah, he's been so good at home. He's also got really nice numbers against lefty bats. Cardinals got a bunch of lefties in the lineup. So it's minus a half run for Prop Beaver. Minus a half run. And I think it's at like plus 105, plus 110. If you are trying to bet it, I didn't. But basically, if you're looking to place a bet on this game and you're asking for my advice, I would say play Mitch Keller to deal or the Cardinals lineup to get shut down. Somewhere, some combination of that, whether it's an under. You know what? I don't even hate a Pirates money line bet here at the minus 125. I just don't really trust the Pirates bats. Pirates bullpen also shaky. So Pirates first 5 run liner pass for me.
I agree. I was thinking first 5 under 4.5. I thought, again, Mitch Keller at home should dominate pretty well. I know that he doesn't have the best history against, I know that the Cardinals hit him up earlier, but that's all, most of those starts were on the road. And then Kyle Gibson, say what you want about him, but his last 3 starts on the road have been pretty damn serviceable. 7 innings, no runs against the Cubs, 5 2/3, 3 runs against Houston, but we know how damn good Houston is. And then on the road at Cincinnati, 6 innings and 1 run. So I think that the Pirates offense is more like the Cubs in Cincinnati. So I expect Gibson. I'm not saying I would agree with you. The Pirates win the first 5 as well, but I don't think that we see 5 runs in the first 5. I think that Gibson can pitch well. I just don't think the Cardinals score at all. So it'd be first 5 under 4.5 if I had to lean.
Here's the thing with that, because obviously I looked at the same splits. Kyle Gibson on the road has been good as hell. Not just the last 3 road starts. He's been good on the road all season. I'm calling bullshit on that. I think that's going to come crashing down. I mean, if you rewind back to last year or even the last couple of years, I was fading Gibson on the road almost blindly. So it's not like all of a sudden he's this. Now, the numbers don't lie. He's been good as hell on the road, but I think that's going to come crashing down, and I'm not willing to put any money on that split.
And also, some of those road starts still, like I said, Cubs, Cincinnati, Detroit, Arizona. I mean, so he's not facing the toughest competition either. So I understand your sentiment.
Pirates probably belong on that list, though.
Well, here's the thing, though. I mean, you listen to the podcast. We spent 20 minutes on them. This could be a playoff team, depending on how you look at this team. So it's just how you look at the Pirates, I guess.
All right, Modi. Kelsey's really hurt. You called her a catfish. She's really hurt.
Yeah, well, I apologize. I just lost a fan, I think, unfortunately. Anyways, yeah, I mean, you guys talked about his home road splits. I get it, Mitch Keller. I took him under 17.5 outs. It's all the way at plus 160, which is really the play here, just a value play on the odds. I get it. He's been really good at home. I just feel like this Cardinals team they're not good against right-handed pitching for sure. They're just kind of like an annoying team that basically just racks up a bunch of singles and will just rack up the pitch count. 6th best average against right-hand pitching over the last 2 weeks, 9th best on base percentage. They're not amazing by any means. I could just see them getting a bunch of hits and not scoring a bunch of runs, but able to, like I said, rack up the pitch count. Like according to Props Like Ash, 5 guys in their lineup are green in terms of having a good above average. So I just kind of think he doesn't get hit up for a bunch of runs, but isn't super efficient with his outs, with his pitches. And under 17.5, like to not go 6 full innings and getting plus 160 odds, I thought it was worth a half unit play.
They have an above average.
Yeah, I don't know how else to say that.
No, I think it's right. It's just
yeah.
All right. Next up. Next game is Boston, Miami. Toast. I was looking at tomorrow's game, and I think tomorrow might be a fish spot. I like the matchup for the Marlins tomorrow. But we're talking about tonight's game, and this is a pass for me. In fact, I didn't even look at the game because I don't know shit about this kid, Beozo. I don't know anything about him. So there's 15 games on the board. There's 2 pitchers, this one, and then the Giants game with Birdsong. I don't know anything about those guys, so I passed on those 2. So this is a pass for me.
Oh, Birdsong's a bet on pitchers, so now you know.
You use that term so loosely that it doesn't mean shit to me anymore.
I use it now as a joke because the Discord has turned it into nothing. So it's like
everyone's
that's
a bet
why
on
I
pitcher.
say it. That's why I say it. They've turned it into.
It gets abbreviated now. It's BOP.
Yeah, it's absolutely they've ruined it. But anyway, so now I just use it as a joke. But yeah, he did look really good in Kansas City. Keep in mind that was when Kansas City was essentially dead. And he went 5 innings, gave up 2 hits. So it's really hard for me to think that he's going to come home and pitch well against this Boston team. But as we've talked about the last couple of days, and they showed against the Padres, this offense isn't really clicking on all cylinders, I guess, to say the least. And to be frank, Cutter Crawford hasn't been good at all in the last 7 starts. I mean, over his last 7 starts, the 1 start on the road in St. Louis was good. But besides that, 6 innings to Milwaukee, or 6 runs to Milwaukee, 5 runs to Baltimore, 6 runs to Atlanta, 4 to Philadelphia, 3 to New York, 5 to Cincinnati. I mean, there's no way in hell I'm trusting this guy with a huge number. So I guess if I had to bet it, Marlins team total over, but there's just no chance in hell. There's just too many other good games.
I like that you said that, and hear me out on this. So the Marlins numbers against righties over the last 2 weeks look terrible, and they've looked bad for most of the season. But can we look at the righty starters they've seen recently? Here's the last 7 righties that the Marlins have seen. Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler, Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Brady Singer, Seth Lugo, Bryce Miller, and they crushed Bryce Miller. So they've seen the last 7 righties they've seen arguably 4 or 5 top 10 righty starters in the league. Look, I'm not saying the Marlins lineup is good, but if you look at the righty starters they've seen recently, like there has to be a buy low spot. So I like that.
I agree.
Bet.
I mean, even before that, the series against St. Louis, who'd they face? Sonny Gray and then Lance Lynn. I mean, so I know that Lance Lynn has his times, but Sonny Gray's been really, really good. So they're facing quality starters.
Yeah, so I think there's definitely going to be a time to buy low on the Marlins lineup against righties. And you know what? Maybe against Cutter Crawford, maybe this is it. But this isn't I pass. So.
Too many other games.
Yeah, another kind of just fading recent results. I Cutter Crawford over 18.5 outs, plus 145. It's just betting the opposite of the trends that we've seen. I get that he hasn't been good in his most recent starts, and he's definitely he was never as good as he was at the beginning of the year. But it's really just fading the Marlins offense. I guess you listed all the good pitchers that they've gone up against, but the last start that Cutter Crawford had, aside from his most recent one that got rained out, he did go over 6 innings pitched against the Reds. He got hit up a little bit in that game, but he did go over the 6 innings pitched. And the Marlins, 4th worst offense against righties on the season, according to WRC Plus, 2nd worst over the last 15 and 30 games. They have the lowest on base percentage over the last 30 days against right-handed pitching as well. So for an outs prop, you just want someone to not have innings that take forever. So between these two, half unit plays at the plus money, all we need is one of them to cash, and we're decently profitable. So that was kind of my logic with them. But again, this wasn't one of my favorite ones.
All right, Cutter Crawford over 18.5. Next up. Mets Nats. I ended up betting this last minute on the video I uploaded last night. I said it'll be Grimace or pass for me, but actually right after I uploaded it, I actually pulled the trigger on Grimace. So I'm holding a Grimace money line ticket. I got it at minus 135, and then it moved up. So I even got some closing line value there. So I got the Mets money line at minus 135. Would I play it at minus 148? Probably not. But I mean, I don't think there's any question that. Okay, so it's really tough to make a case for DJ Hurst pitching a good game here. Now, I know the Mets did struggle to get to Mackenzie Gore yesterday, but Mackenzie Gore and DJ Hurst are very different names here. Mackenzie Gore is having a career year. He's actually looking like a borderline top 10 lefty starter in the league, maybe even flirting with the idea of being a top 5 lefty starter in the league. He's really been that good. So the Mets not getting to him, that doesn't really move the needle for me. If you take out that one game, the Mets have been absolutely slaughtering lefty starters. So, by the way, DJ Hurst, he already pitched against the Mets, and they cooked him. They hit him into another planet. So I don't see any case for DJ Hurst pitching a good game. Now, on the other side, you got Sean Manaea, a guy who's been pretty solid all season. Couple rough starts here or there, but he's been consistently above average. He's really having a great year, Sean Manaea. The Nats haven't been getting to lefty starters at all. So, I mean, how do you not play the Mets? Toast, did you watch my video last night, by the way?
Not the Mets part. I watched a lot of other parts.
So here's what I think our eyes should be on today in this game. So I bet the Mets money line. If you're looking to tail,
I'm on team total over 4.5, Beaver.
Okay, so Coach on team total over. But this is where our eyes should be in this one. Both of these bullpens are weirdly taxed. Now, most of their high leverage arms will be available for this one, but depending on how tonight's game shakes out, we should be able to get a really nice valued bet as soon as the line opens for tomorrow. I mean, it's probably already open, but depending on what happens in the late innings here, if one of these teams is up a small amount and has to use their high leverage bullpen arms, I'm live betting, I'm immediately betting the other team money line, because whatever team has to use their high leverage arms tonight is going to be in a situation tomorrow. So if the Nats win a close one and they have to use Finnegan, Harvey, Floro again, those three guys come out, I am blasting the bejesus out of Mets minus 1.5, Mets money line tomorrow, and vice versa. If the Mets win a close one and they have to use Garrett, Diekman, who's the other high leverage arm now with all
Ottavino, Nunez.
Ottavino. Nunez probably can't pitch though. No, he probably can, but yeah, that's another one.
I don't think he can. That's yes, he can. Yes, he can.
But they're all in the same spot where if they go tonight, they won't be available tomorrow. So whoever is forced to use the bullpen tonight, I think there's a lot of value on fading that team tomorrow.
Mets team total over 4.5. Again, the Mets against lefty pitching first of all, Mets on the road this year, 14 days, last 30 days, full season, number one, WRC plus OPS and WOBA. Mets versus lefties, number one, last 30 days, last 14 days, number 1, 2, and 3. You guys already know what it is. So I'm going to continue. I feel like I got pretty lucky yesterday with my Nats first 5 run line bet and my James Wood and CJ Abrams hit parlay. I don't want nothing to do with the Nats today. I'm all back on Grimace.
Are you on Grimace, Matt?
No, I don't have a play in this one. I passed on this one. I probably would be on Grimace. For the like off chance, like they're just going to catch the Phillies. It's going to be the opposite of that like 07 run when the Phillies came back from like 8 games back with 10, whatever that crazy thing was. Scared of the Grimace. I have nightmares about Grimace, but I officially passed on this game.
And really, go ahead.
He said I have nightmares about Grimace.
It's the New York version of Gritty.
That Washington bullpen really quickly. Finnegan, Harvey, Law, Weems, all 2 of the last 3 nights. Weems 3 of the last 4 nights. And Floro went 21 pitches yesterday. So they're just extremely taxed. So, Mets, it's a lot of advantages.
All right. The next game, please. Reds, Yanks, and Toast. Why don't you take the mic on this one? Because this is just a lean for me, but you actually bet it.
Reds team total over 3.5 plus 100, 105, whatever it is. Gil really been regressing over the last few starts. I mean, we've all seen that. I do think that the lefties in the red lineup could have themselves a day with the short ports. The Reds, and here's the thing that sent me over the edge. Remember that Boston game that the Yankees played and Boston just ran all over the Yankees? I think that the Reds have a very good opportunity to do the same thing. The Reds like to run as much as possible. The Reds offense has scored at least 3 runs or more on 5 of the last 7 righty starters they've seen. I just think at 3.5, I've had a lot of success with this number. I do think that these smaller market teams coming into Yankee Stadium usually have a little bit of extra pep in their step. So to get this number at 3.5 at plus money, I just couldn't pass it up. So too many little spots that I like as far as lefties in that lineup. I'll let you talk about your guy, but I really like Ellie De La Cruz to hit well here today. Jake Fraley should pitch well or hit well today. So yeah, whatever you like. But
I have a home run prop in this. I forgot about that. Oh, okay.
That's why I kind of stopped when I started talking about
I forgot. Okay, so yeah, I have Tyler Stevenson home run and I bet this. I forgot all about it. I'm new to the prop game, so it's not it's not on my ticket or anything that I post on the website. I just shared the screenshot in the Discord. That's it. But I took Tyler Stevenson home run. I got it at plus 725. I think it's mostly plus 700 if you look elsewhere. He leads the team. He leads the Reds in expected WOBA against Luis Gil's pitch mix, and also he's second in barrel rate against that pitch mix as well. He also just had a son. He just returned from paternity leave.
Dad strength.
That's the part I love.
Yeah, it's his first game back. He missed, I think, 3 or 4 games because he was having his kid. So he's a brand new dad coming in here against a pitcher who's slumping, a pitcher whose pitch mix he's seen really well this year. So, yeah, I like this one at plus 725. As far as a bet for the game, completely agree with everything Toast said. I don't think we could trust Ashcraft either, though. So I think I agree with Toast bet. Reds team total over, but I think if you put a gun to my head and forced me to make a bet on the game, I think I would just go over 8.5.
Yeah. I was debating which one I wanted. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not fully on board with the Yankees bats. Are they back? Are they still slumping? I don't really know, but Ashcraft on the road has been disgraceful. Like, good Lord. So even if the Yankees are still slumping, I think Ashcraft can just slip them one here. So it'll be if I was to bet the game, it would be the over. But actually, the only action I have open is that Tyler Stevenson home run.
I love it. Just curious, where do you find like the pitch mix for barrel rate against the specific pitch mix?
Yeah, Baseball Savant.
Oh, okay. Because I use Fangraphs and it doesn't have.
Yeah,
rate.
so
Okay.
it shows the you get to pick your stats, but I choose expected WOBA and barrel rate. That's what we've been doing. We just added it to our spreadsheets actually. So now we have those for every game. We're 2 days into that. We just added it. So pretty excited about it.
Yeah, that's nice. So for this one, I really wanted to take Super Square, Judge, or Soto to hit a home run, but Ashcraft allows really hard hits, but his fly ball rate's pretty low. If anything, I would go Soto over Ashcraft, but I ended up going Soto 2+ bases because I thought it was crazy being priced at +145. I thought it was way safer to take that, even though you can get like +400 something on him to hit a home run. I think it makes more sense to take the bases and then ladder it up to 4+, because then if he hits a home run, everything cashes. And like in the off chance he gets walked 4 times, that obviously is possible. But I think this is just a great price on him to get to 2+ bases. He's got the 10th best ISO rate, 7th best slugging, 3rd best WOBA, 3rd best OPS, 4th best barrel rate, 4th best hard hit rate, 5th best average exit velocity. Like he crushes the ball, and Ashcraft allows really hard contact. Again, just he's more of a line drive ground ball pitcher than he is a fly ball one. But he allows a hard hit rate, 45.6%. That's the 5th worst. The 3rd worst average exit velocity as well. And he's significantly worse against lefties, which is another obviously point for Soto. Like every stat across the board is worse against lefties. So I took the 2+, and then I laddered it up to 4+ as well.
Okay, Soto 2+ a +145. I'm surprised I don't even bet player props, right? And when you put that up there, what? +145 for Soto against Ashcraft?
Yeah.
Let's go to the next game prop, Ever. Houston, Toronto, and if I'm being honest, I don't love my bet here.
I just didn't understand why you limited it.
Because the Astros do have the arms available tonight. It's tomorrow if they use those arms where they might be screwed. But I get it. Like I don't think it makes a ton of sense either. If you're thinking I have some super.
I was just curious. I mean,
so basically, what made me pull the trigger on this, and so the bet I'm on, by the way, Prop Beaver, is Blue Jays first 5 money line, and I actually bet this. It's probably my least favorite bet that I placed tonight. But the main motivator behind me actually pulling the trigger on it was I've been dying for a spot to buy in on Jose Berrios. I've been waiting for it, and I think this might be it. If you look at this dude's recent schedule, man, this guy can't catch a break, man. And he pitched against his last 5 starts. He pitched against Baltimore, then the Yankees when they were still hot, then Cleveland twice, then before that was on the road to Milwaukee, back where they were red hot. I mean, this dude was having a great season, and now if you look at his numbers from those last 5 starts, you might look at it and be like, Berrios has fallen off. Like, no, there's a lot of starters that no matter what name you're talking about, you put them through that gauntlet of a 5-start stretch, they're going to have some rough numbers. So Berrios looked great to start the season. I've been waiting for an opportunity to buy in on this guy, and I think this is it. The Astros bats were red hot, right? Going into that Mets series, they hit the shit out of the ball in the Mets series. But you know what? Few righty starters were able to have good starts against this team recently, including freaking Yariel Rodriguez yesterday. What was it? 6 innings, 2 hits against Houston. Now I know Altuve wasn't in the lineup, but still 6 innings, 2 hits. Yariel Rodriguez, and we've seen that guy's stats. We had a good laugh about that guy's stats on the show. So, and before that, there was a couple signs. I can't remember them offhand. You know what? Let me pull them up because it'll only take 2 seconds. 1 sec. Houston against righties. So this will be a better indicator. Just actually look. So Yariel Rodriguez, 6 2/3 innings, 2 hits yesterday. Before that, where was the other one? So the start before that, Luis Severino. They scored 4 runs. Well, he was able to pitch 7 innings, 7 full innings in that game, just 9 base runners. So that's back-to-back righty starters that are starting to show us that the Houston bats may be cooling. This is a lineup that's been much better at home this year. I think Berrios is going to deal. Now, do I trust the Toronto bats to get to Arrighetti? Honestly, I'm not even sure. And I think that's more of a toss-up because there's actually been spots where Arrighetti pitched really well. But I bet this. I'm on the Toronto first 5 money line. I also wouldn't be mad at a first 5 under bet here. But I'm on the Jays first 5.
The only reason I ask is because, I wanted to get to Toronto. I think that the spot for Berrios should set up pretty good. I mean, just take a look at what you got to worry with Jose Berrios is lefties, you would assume. You look at the 303 WOBA, the 467 FIP. Well, who's the lefties in tonight's lineup for the
Exactly.
Astros? Obviously, Jordan you have to worry about. But are you really worried about John Singleton, Lupperlo, and Salazar? And I'm not making those names up. I don't even know who those guys are. And I watch a lot of Houston and baseball. So the fact that those are the lefties you have to worry about tells me that Jose Berrios should pitch well. And then on top of that, if you look at the Houston bullpen, Haters went 2 of the last 3 days, but he got ready Sunday and was ready to come into the game on Sunday and pitch until that got rained out. I was surprised to see him yesterday. I don't think he's available. Brian Abreu's went 2 days back to back with essentially over 40 pitches. Taylor Scott's went 3 of the last 4 days. Montero worked yesterday. He's fine. But those higher leverage arms for Houston, either going to be extremely taxed or not available today. So I truly believe it's a Toronto spot. I'm not going to bet Toronto, but that would be my lean. That's the only way I would play this. I don't have the balls to bet Toronto. They always seem to screw it up. And Houston is hot right now. So it's Toronto or pass. There's just no way I can do it.
And Vlad Guerrero is back in the lineup, by the way.
He's in. Yep.
And
because I was looking at team total, I wanted to see if he was in the lineup, but
someone said someone said in the comments, Vlad back, but who cares? Have you seen this dude's numbers recently?
He's probably like the hottest hitter.
In his last 8 games, he's hitting .484 with 5 homers. He's like the hottest hitter in baseball right now.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous statement.
So yeah, Vlad is back in the lineup.
Matter of fact, since he's cut his hair, he's just been a different person. So
you think it was the haircut?
Like the opposite of Samson.
Yeah.
Modi, you have any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I actually went the opposite way. I'm not gonna fight you on it. I had the Astros money line mostly because I don't trust Jose Berrios. I think he's ripe to fade. Not that Arrighetti is incredible, but I think he's kind of due for a little bit of positive regression. But mostly it's just fading Berrios. He's got a 3.38 ERA, which looks great, but 4.50 xERA, 4.96 FIP, 4.34 xFIP, and 4.32 SIERA. All those metrics show someone who's due for some pretty major regression. And yet, like the last 2 starts haven't been great, but I was just looking at the last 2 weeks for the Astros. Like they 5th best WRC plus against righties, 5th best WOBA, 5th best basically any stat across the board, WRAA, OPS, all that stuff. And then Arrighetti, again, he's not incredible, but I do think that he's a little bit better than the gross ERA of 5.68 looks. I think he's due for some slight positive regression, and I really just don't trust the Blue Jays bats. They've been below average all year, mostly average all year. And in the past 2 weeks, they're at plus 105, which is only slightly above average. Something's funny.
No, nothing.
But yeah, so I went Houston, but I'm not going to fight it.
Just really quickly too, the other thing I forgot to mention, Jose Berrios has been extremely good against the Astros as well. Of his last 5 starts, they've won 4 of the last 5 games. The last 2 starts, he's went 6 innings, 1 run, 6 innings, 2 runs. On the road at Houston, 7 innings, 2 runs. So he has been pretty good against this offense. That's another reason I was trying to get to Toronto, but I just couldn't do it.
And by the way, this is another game to keep an eye on the bullpen because the Astros will have their arms tonight.
Yeah.
But if they use Montero, Presley, any of those guys, Hader, that won't be available tomorrow. So this is one where I'm keeping my eye on. And if the Astros win a close game and are forced to use 3 or more of their high leverage arms, probably going to play the Blue Jays tomorrow. Next game. Giants Braves, and I don't have a single thing to say about it because I don't know who this Bird song is, dude. Toast claims he's a bet on pitcher. I don't even know to take it seriously or not.
No, you can't take that.
Bird song's a bet on pitcher. Who the hell even is that?
His name's Hayden Birdsong. Plays for the San Francisco Giants. Anyway, I am on the Giants. Giants money line plus 164. I do really think that he could pitch well against this Braves. This Braves is just not really scoring runs right now against right-handed pitching. I mean, they got 1 off of Fat Lance. a couple days ago. I fear the Braves against left-handed pitching much more. Giants getting Lamont Wade back in the lineup today, or the last couple of days, I think has been huge for them as a lineup as a whole. Lopez has been really, really good, but his last couple of home starts against the Tigers in Oakland, I mean, they were very good, but I do think this Giants team presents a little bit more issues for them. I understand how good Lopez has been. I just don't think it is crazy that the Giants get a couple off of him. Giants have won 5 of 7 games. I know that was at home, but I think this is as good a spot as you're going to get with them at a huge plus price with them playing well in a game that I honestly feel like is a coin flip to me. So yeah, I'm on the Giants.
They want you to do the birdsong sign again. Give me Braves -1.5 because of that shit. Braves -1.5. Braves team total over.
That's funny.
Modi, what do you got for this one?
I do have another dong in this one. Super Square Marcel.
And it makes you feel down. And it makes you feel down. And it makes you feel down. Down.
All right, so what's your home run pick here?
Yeah, Super Square Marcel Ozuna to hit a home run. Granted, he has been in a little bit of a cold streak, so it's not as square. But I like fading Birdsong in this one. I would call him a bet on dong pitcher is how I would describe it. Just add that D in the middle there. But it's one start, so it's a tiny sample size. But he allowed an average exit velocity of 92.9 miles per hour. That would be the worst in the MLB. Fly ball rate of 42.9%. That would be the 19th worst, and a hard hit rate of 35.7%, which would be the 5th worst. It's hard to take a ton off of just one start, but some websites I was looking at have him. Like the Braves guys against him as good bets to hit a home run. Like Line, forget a new website I was looking at that I want to give him a shout out, but I forgot their name, which is not great. Line Star, I think is the name. I don't know, signed up, got a free trial, whatever. Anyways, looking at Ozuna, he has been colder recently, but even if you look at June 1st till now, he's only hit 5 home runs in that stretch, which still isn't terrible. But in that stretch, 20.5% barrel rate, 53.5% hard hit rate, 93.5 average exit velocity. Like you can make the argument, like the barrel rate and average exit velocity is higher than his season averages. So even though he hasn't hit a ton of home runs recently, he has been hitting the ball hard. And I think that's hopefully going to turn around in terms of the home run department. So I went with Ozuna tonight.
Ozuna home run +310. Next game. Tigers, Twins. I told you, Toast.
I know you. I was just about to say it. You hit this one on the head.
So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, me and Toast both took the Twins last night, and I said in the Discord, Toast, I wouldn't be surprised if the Twins close as -120 favorites, and I actually undershot it because they're -125 favorites. I got this at +102.
Same.
So
and
yeah,
we didn't even talk about it. But
yeah, we have. I mean, to be honest, I would have bet it sooner because when I first started looking at the game, it was actually +105. And I didn't bet it because I was like, maybe there's something I'm missing here. But now that this line has moved 30 cents, confirms my suspicions that I believe I'm on the right side here. I have the Twins. So yeah, I got it at +105. It's now -125. Scooble's the man for sure. But to summarize why I bet the Twins, Minnesota's better than Detroit in every other aspect of this baseball game. I mean, other than starting pitching, Minnesota's got the better bullpen, the way better bats. I mean, it's not close. So even if Scooble throws a gem here, which, by the way, is an if, because the Twins have been crushing lefty starters. So even if, and that's an if, Scooble is able to throw a good game here, 6 shutout innings, so he might be sitting 0-0 in the 7th with the better bullpen and the home team. So I feel I'm on the right side here. I got tons of closing line value. Doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to win. But yeah, I'm holding the Twins at +102 right now.
Yeah, the only thing I can really add to that is SWR has been not like lights out or anything, but he's been extremely consistent. I mean, like the home start against Oakland where he gave up 4 runs was like an outlier. If he gives up 3 runs, that's usually a lot for him. So it's just really hard for me to expect him not to pitch well against this Tigers team that just can't even get out of their own way right now. Is Scooble been dominant? Yes, absolutely. But at the same time, Minnesota's already seen him once this year, and I realize he hasn't given up a run to Minnesota the last 3 times that he's seen them. I get that, but I also think it's a completely different Minnesota team. And keep in mind, 2 of those starts were in 2022. So I've had a couple people ask me about that today. That stuff really doesn't mean anything to me at all. So I agree with Kyle. Minnesota has everything better. They have a huge bullpen advantage. They have a huge lineup advantage. Again, I understand that Scooble's much better, but I don't think that the starting pitching advantage for Detroit is as big as people make it out to be. So, yeah, I'm on the Minnesota as well.
Twins, Modi?
No, I actually was on the opposite side of this one as well. Again, not something I'll fight you on. And it was a lean. I listed it. If you looked at the picks I sent you, it was lean Tigers. I don't feel great about it. Like, the Twins bats have been awesome. So it's like, this is not my favorite pick in the world, but I also just don't love SWR either. I think he's also due for a little bit of regression. Like, his 3.41 ERA, 3.64 FIP are fine, but 4.14 expected ERA, 4.32 xFIP, and 4.21 Sierra. 10.3% barrel rate allowed. That's the 6th worst in the MLB. Hard hit rate allowed is around 25th worst in terms of all qualified pitchers. The Detroit bats aren't anything special, and I love Scooble. So yeah, I was leaning towards the Tigers, but I wasn't in love with it. And I gotta say, I love the comments after the Dong song is hilarious. I have to scroll through.
It's a polarizing tune
and read them. Oh, it's so funny.
Kelsey says, Matt, if you break up, DM me, okay? So just making sure you got.
I'll do that. That I won't. Don't get your hopes up, but sure.
Next game. Padres Rangers. Why isn't this line moved, host? What's going on? Are we on the wrong side? Are we losing this game? I feel like we have losing bets here.
Is it like super heavy money shaded to the?
No, I don't know. I thought it would be. I thought we'd be looking at like Padres minus 118 by now.
No way. Not with Dylan Cease on the mound.
What do you mean not with Dylan Cease on the mound?
Stop. Because he has been terrible. But my point is that he's been terrible. That's what most people are going to see. And they just saw the Rangers score 8 runs on national TV in Baltimore. So it wouldn't. And now you have Nate Eovaldi, who, if you look at his last few home starts, Arizona, Detroit, San Francisco, Kansas City, I mean, the who's who, or Washington as well. He's been really good at home. So, I mean, I can understand people liking Texas. I'm more than confident with the Padres right here in this spot, to answer your question. So I think that Dylan Cease is going to go like this whole career, and he was definitely going like this. And now that we saw him climb up out of the well a little bit, 7 innings of 1-hit ball against Washington, I have a hard time believing that he doesn't pitch well today against the Rangers. So Eovaldi, 2 of his last 3 starts haven't been very good. I understand those were on the road, but Seattle isn't good. He gave up 4 runs to them. I understand that Milwaukee's pretty good, but I'm just not in a spot where I trust Nate Eovaldi right now. Not to mention you have the Rangers coming home from an East Coast road trip. I understand that they had a day off, but it doesn't really matter to me. The Padres are absolutely rolling right now. I understand they scored 1 run on Sunday, but prior to that, they were scoring essentially 6 runs a game. So if their offense slows down in this nice ballpark, so be it. But I think Manny Machado hits a home run tonight, and I think the Padres win.
I'm on the Padres too. You could just put the graphic for me as well. Finally, I'm on the same side as you guys.
Me too, but I hate it.
I have no respect for the Texas Rangers. I'm just going to say it. They won the World Series last year, and they've been incredibly disappointing this year. And like you said, they just put up whatever spot on 8th spot on the Orioles on Sunday Night Baseball. Everyone's like, oh, they're back, but that was all against lefty pitchers as well. So yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm on the Padres.
System plays. Send the VSiN splits in the Discord, please. I want to see what the splits are, just to see what they show.
Our poll is 72% Padres, 22% Rangers.
Yeah, then we lost.
I don't like this bet. I'm on the Padres too. I didn't even get to talk.
I didn't get to talk. Sounds so sad.
So it's not really a bet on Dylan Cease as much as it is just a blind fade of the Rangers bats against right. The Rangers are coming to life a little bit against lefties, and I think we can find valuable spots to play the Rangers and make some money with the Rangers against lefties. I actually just bet the Rangers on Sunday Night Baseball, so I'm not opposed to betting this Texas team, but I mean, Eovaldi has not impressed me at all. He's got nice looking home stats, but look who he's pitched against. I mean, some of the worst lineups in baseball at home. In the last 30 days, the Padres are the second best lineup in baseball against right-handed pitching. So I think Eovaldi's in for a wake-up call here. On paper, the Padres should have no problem getting to him. And the Rangers have been one of the worst lineups in baseball against righties. So just take a step back and really look at that. In the last 30 days, you've got the Padres. It's a righty-righty pitching matchup. Take a step back. In the last 30 days, you got the Padres, the second best lineup in baseball against righties in the last 30 days. Against the Rangers, the 29th best line. We're talking about one of the best against one of the worst, and I'm getting it for -105. So I took this last night, but like I said, I thought it would be -118 Padres now. It hasn't moved at all, which I don't like. I think I'm going to lose this bet.
I also can understand people betting them. Cease did get hit really hard by them last year. I mean, completely different lineup, so I'm not really worried about it. But yeah, he did get hit up hard, but so it is what it is.
Next.
I guess it's not completely different.
Phillies, Cubs. Modi, would you like to talk about your boys?
My boys, yeah. Someone commented and said, Matt, get a new shirt. Can't believe somebody would marry you with that shirt, which I thought was funny. That's pretty good.
I chuckled.
Yeah. Shout out to the construction guy. Anyways, finally you came to me first, and I actually do have a play. This reminds me of Prop Beaver. This is a shout out to him. It's a very random market. Give me Ian Happ over 0.5 walks, -115 odds at 365. Toes probably knows this because you're a prospect guy. With the Phillies pitcher, he's got good stuff. He's a horrible walk rate.
Yeah.
Horrible walk rate. And Ian Happ has a very good walk rate. He's not prime Barry Bonds, but 13.6% walk rate overall, which jumps up to 15.1% against right-handed pitching. And 15.1%, that would be the fifth highest walk rate in the MLB. And the 13.6% is also pretty good. And like every stop that this guy has been, Michael Mercado, has had an incredibly high walk rate. Like in Double-A last year, 14.6%. Then he got called up to Triple-A, 12.2%. This year with the Phillies, 11.9% walk rate. That will be the worst in the MLB, that 11.9% in Triple-A. So Kyle hates it. That's fine. Give me a walk prop.
I just be better than that. But be better than a walk prop.
Kyle, you just hate money sometimes with your hate against player props.
I mean, I trashed Prop Beaver for his one walk prop, and he said he was going to bet it in the first at bat, and that was the walk heard around the world.
That was one of the coolest things, dude. That was awesome.
I want to do a live stream for this guy's first at bat, so we can all just enjoy it together when he gets walked in.
I'll see you there. I'll meet you there.
Okay, sure. I was going to do it on your channel, actually. That's cool.
So you betting this mess?
No, it would be over or pass strictly on the weather. I thought it was good weather in Wrigley. Yeah, our friends over at Ballpark Pal, 23% home run, wind blowing out, strictly weather. But yeah, I have no interest betting either one of these teams, especially right now. So,
by the way, Matt, Kelsey said she would in fact marry you in that shirt. Next up.
Always good. Always good to have options.
It's time for the deep cut.
All right.
Oh, that's right. Here we go.
So, look, guys, this is a deep dive.
It makes sense. I will say that. I want to say that before. He's not joking. He's not. This isn't a joke when he says deep cut. Like I 100% agree with what he's saying. It makes sense. I just wanted to say that.
Put it up,
Josh. Wait. Dang it! I was gonna see if I could guess it.
His name is Kyle Isbell.
I wasn't gonna guess it though. Wasn't gonna guess him.
He's scheduled to be batting in the 9th spot for the Royals lineup. He's actually got the 3rd highest expected WOBA and a solid barrel rate against Zach Littell's pitch mix. He's sitting in the 9 hole, plus 850 hit a home run. He's been hot recently. His last 3 games, he's 4 of 9 with a homer and a triple. So he's hitting the ball with some power. He's got great numbers against the pitch mix, plus 850. No one's going to be betting Isbell. Well, now everyone is because we talked about it in the Discord. So I'm sure Isbell, because of our Discord, I'm sure Isbell took a lot of action. But yeah.
I was gonna say you're gonna have him close out like plus 500 now.
Well, in the Discord yesterday, we were like joking about it, and I dropped the screenshot. But it was late. It was like 2 a.m. So I'm not sure how many people even saw it. But yeah, I bet Isbell. Isbell's my guy. Plus 850 to hit a homer. As far as the game, I would lean towards the Rays, but I was hoping to get like plus 120, and now it's like minus 102. So not even close to the price I would need to play Tampa. So it's a pass on the game, but I bet Isabel to hit a homer.
They're minus 102 now. Oh wow.
Yeah. It's getting close to a pick.
Okay, if that's the case, then I would lean heavy towards the Rays because I mean everybody and their mother that I know is on the Royals today. I've seen a lot of Royals bets and write-ups, so I would lean Tampa here. Again, I don't really. Littell hasn't. I don't even think he's been that bad. Like he's one of those guys that's going to give you 5 or 6 innings and 2 or 3 runs, and if you can score a couple runs, he's going to be good. So Brady Singer against this Rays team faced them earlier this year, went 5 innings, gave up 4 hits and 2 runs on the road, only one of them being earned. But at the same time, he faced this team last year when 8 innings, they gave up 4 runs, but 8 innings, that's a lot of innings. So it's kind of hard to go from there. But he's been extremely dominant, on the road at Texas, 1 run, at home at Miami, 1 run. I don't know, man. This Rays team, I just don't know what to think of them. I mean, sometimes they're hot, sometimes they're cold. Yandy Diaz is really hot right now. I know that, but with the line movement the way it is with everybody on the Royals, I would lean Rays, but there's no way I'm betting this game.
And the Rays lineup is heating up. Brady Singer's pitched against some really shaky competition. Rays. Oh,
yeah, that's another good point. Yeah.
If you were looking for reasons to get to Tampa, because I'm on Tampa too. I didn't bet it. But the Rays are a top. This is crazy. In the last 30 days, the Rays are a top 5 road lineup. So Brady Singer, I think his number's super inflated. Tampa's hitting on the road. Littell, by the way, got some really trash numbers in his last 3 road starts, but it's like at Baltimore, at Cleveland, at Yankee Stadium or something like that, where it's like cut the guy a freaking break. So I think Littell can outpitch Singer here. And I know a lot of people are like, the Royals, they ended the slump, right? Royals bats are back because they hit Tristan McKenzie.
Who's in AAA now?
Yeah, who's now in AAA, and do you want to know the 2 starters that the Royals hit up? Then now people are saying the Royals are back. They hit up Tristan McKenzie and Roddery Munoz. Those are the 2 starters they hit. So I'm going to need to see them hit up a formidable starter before I start betting the Royals as a good lineup again. Because remember, for a 2.5-3 week stretch, they were the worst lineup in baseball. So
and Littell. Sorry.
I think I think it's a buy low on Littell. So
I was gonna say because Littell, he's extremely good against righties. I mean, the WOBA is not great, but the xFIP is really good. He struggles with the lefties, but look at the lefties in the Royals lineup. I mean, there's a couple of them. Vinny being one of them, but then the bottom 3: Melendez, Alexander, Isabel. Obviously, you have your home run prop with him, but those guys probably aren't going to beat you on a day-to-day basis. So it's just really hard for me to get on that side with Kansas City.
Modi, what do you think of my deep dive?
I like it. I can't say that he came up in my research. It's way too much of way too much of a deep cut for me. So no, I didn't. I passed on this one. I didn't have anything.
All right, next game.
Fantastic hitting weather today as well. 88 degrees, wind blowing out. I mean, it's fantastic weather today.
People are talking about can everyone chip in and buy Modi a new shirt. He has on the shirt.
Listen, nobody can accuse me of not being down for a bit. I will wear this shirt until it grinds into dust on the stream. If you ask me to come on tomorrow, I'm keeping the shirt on. You ask me to come on July 4th,
he won't take it off in between either. He's
Correct.
Not dedicated.
I'll wear it to sleep.
Kyle, what is the biggest team parlay you ever hit? I don't bet parlays, man. Come on now. Come on now. Brewers, Rockies in Coors.
Shout out Rockies.
Shout out. I'm not betting this shit.
Me neither. But shout out Rockies for last night. Shout out Austin Gomber. Shout out Colorado.
Gomber. Over 15.5 outs at plus money.
Hell yeah.
Signed the prop god.
Prop god.
It was my first player prop that I posted on the site all season. It was Austin Gomber. Over 15.5 outs at plus money in the hit. So basically, I have 100% hit rate on player props, Matt. Can you say the same?
I know I can't.
100%.
I would say I have a 99% hit rate on player props that you hate, but on my actual player.
That is true. Do you have anything here, Modi? Because I'm not betting Dallas Keuchel. I don't know what to even expect, especially in Coors Field. What the hell do we even expect there?
Yeah, I'm square. Don't care. I took the over. I mean, look at these 2 pitchers.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do we just not do that and be okay with it?
Yeah, that's literally in my notes. I'm square. Don't care. I took the over.
I can't disagree with that.
I mean, look at Ballpark Pal has, it's fantastic weathers in Coors. I mean, Coors is good for runs anyway, but the weather makes it even better. I mean, the Rockies have played 2 straight extra inning games. I mean, I don't know who's going to pitch for the Rockies yesterday. I said I wasn't really worried about the bullpen. I am extremely worried about their bullpen today. And then as far as Dallas Keuchel goes, I really think that the Rockies can put up a couple against them. I mean, they've been scoring the last couple of nights. So, yeah, it'd be over or pass for me. I actually didn't bet the over, but if I win a couple bets in this early slate, I probably will bet the over just for fun. So, yeah, it's over or pass.
Next. Wow, I'm sick. Next. Baltimore, Seattle. This should be an awesome game, but okay.
This sucks.
Yeah, because if you bet Mariners, you're a moron.
No, I'm going to every game of this series except for this one. Best game.
This is probably the best one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll probably see one with the more runs scored, though.
True. Maybe.
I honestly, I joked around on the video last night. When I say joked around, I meant like bet this for fun, but I was serious in the fact that in a sense that I think it could hit. I'm just not serious about the fact that I think it's a good bet. I was going to bet correct score 1-0 both ways. Baltimore to win 1-0 was like plus 5,000, and Seattle to win 1-0 was like plus 6,700. So I was going to place those 2 bets down because I think there's a very good chance we're looking at a 0-0 game after 5 innings. Baltimore hasn't been getting to righty starters. George Kirby has been arguably the most untouchable starting pitcher in baseball recently. His last 4 starts at home have been insane. He's truly looking like the best pitcher in baseball right now. In Baltimore against righty starters, the numbers just aren't there. They crushed 2 of them, but the other 4 recent ones that they've seen, they didn't get to. So I think George Kirby's going to throw an absolute gem here. So if you're wondering why I'm not taking Seattle, it's because I think G-Rod's going to hang a gem right back. Seattle's numbers look terrible offensively. Grayson Rodriguez has been pretty damn good. Like I said, I think the score is going to be 0-0 after 5 innings, and I still might do this for fun. Just place 2 bets. 1 exact score, Baltimore 1-0, and 1 exact score, Seattle 1-0. Now, obviously, I'm not sitting here telling you to do that, but I'm saying for fun, I might do something like that because I think it's super low scoring. Thank you, Prop Beaver. It would just be the under for me, but I'm not taking an under at 7. So,
yeah, this is so hard. It would be Baltimore or pass for me, I guess. I honestly don't know, guys. I went back. I was going to play first 5 over 3.5 because I've done so well with them. And Baltimore got to Kirby earlier last year. Earlier this year, and his start in 2022 against Baltimore was terrible at home. And then you go look at what George Kirby is doing right now at home after that debacle that he had against Cleveland that I fell on my face with and commissioned on the show. 2 runs against Cincinnati, 7 innings, no runs against Arizona, 7 innings, no runs against Kansas City, 6 innings, 1 run against Houston, 6 innings, 0 earned runs against Texas. All those starts being at home, obviously. So he's been extremely good. And then as far as the Grayson Rodriguez goes, 1 bad blow-up start against Houston on the road. Besides that, he's essentially given you 7 innings of 2-run baseball. I mean, you can't really ask for much more than from Grayson Rodriguez. So I know he's had a couple blow-ups there, one of them against Boston as well, but neither one of those lineups, I would fear those lineups much more than I do Seattle's. So I lean Baltimore just because I do think that they are the better team, but I have no interest betting this game. I can't wait to watch it, though.
So System Plays said in the comments when I said the bets I suggested, he said you could just do an alt total under 1.5. I don't know why I didn't even think of that. So System Plays, look it up. I'm wondering if the odds line up to bet Baltimore, put a half unit on Baltimore 1-0, a half unit on Seattle 1-0, or put a full unit on the all total under 1.5. I'm wondering, since mathematically they should.
Or 2 team totals under 1 and a game total under 2 or something like that.
Well, that's what he's saying, an alternate under 1.5.
Yeah.
I'm curious if the math lines up. It should, theoretically.
Play around with it. See what we got.
Modi.
You can probably mess around with it. Yeah. Got a dong in this one. Santander. I learned how to correctly kind of pronounce his name.
Say Santander, bro. Fuck toast.
After getting roasted last time. Kirby's awesome. If he has one weakness, it's against lefties. 8 of his 11 home runs have been against left-handed hitters, and he's seen fewer lefty at bats. Fly ball rate allowed to left-handed hitters 50%. That's the worst in the MLB. And that's like the biggest difference why he's been giving up so many home runs to lefties. 15th worst barrel rate, 20th ranked launch angle as well. And Santander's been awesome. I had him to hit a home run on Sunday. I thought he had it in the first inning when he launched one. 384 feet would have been a home run in 23 of 30 stadiums. Unfortunately, not Baltimore Stadium. But in the month of June, he's hit 13 home runs. That's the most in the MLB, more than Ohtani, more than Judge. 38.2% ISO rate in that stretch, 18.5% barrel rate, almost a 60% fly ball rate, and 21-degree launch angle. Like, he's just been phenomenal, and he's putting the ball in the air on a consistent basis, which is, I mean, one of the stats I've been looking at a lot for home runs. And I like the fact that he's a switch hitter, that he hits for really good power, both lefty and righty. So I don't really scared off a ton. The fact that he's going up against the right-handed pitcher who's going to be batting lefty, his ISO rate is still really good against right-handed pitching. So so I think, Santander home run. I also did take Gunnar as well. I ended up playing actually 4, but of the two, I'd rather play Santander over Gunnar. I'm fumbling over my words every time I say his name, but
Kelsey's got you all nervous, bro.
My brain wants to say Santander so badly.
Just say it. Who gives a shit? Fuck Toast. To your Santander bet, 4 for 12 off of Kirby with 2 dongs already off of Mr. George Kirby. So he does see Mr. George Kirby extremely well.
All right. The reason I wasn't Baltimore pass with you, Toast, is the Mariners at home have been so.
I know.
money.
That's exactly why I can't. I don't want to deal with it. And if I fade Kirby, my guy, he'll probably pitch a perfect game. Just not gonna do it.
Angels are in Oakland, and I mean,
can you put some respect on the Los Angeles Angels, please, in front of everybody on your show?
No. If they win today, I'll give them a little bit of respect.
Okay. Well, I think they're one of the hottest lineups in baseball right now.
In the last 7 days, they actually are the third hottest lineup in baseball, WRC plus wise. 7 days is a super small sample size, and you shouldn't be throwing people parades for that.
I'm not. I'm just saying, when you get in early and you ride it every day, when you're on the 6th or 7th day, I mean, it's like, woo!
You heard
like
Toast
that halo up, baby.
You heard Toast when you ride it every day.
When you get in early, that's what I feel about dongs.
Angels first 5 money line -115, -110.
Why just the first 5?
Because I want to isolate Soriano and Mitch Spence, and then Angels team total over 3.5 as well. So Soriano coming back from an injury, but the injury was to his abdomen. He should pitch extremely well here today. This Oakland team has scored 2 runs or less in 3 of their last 4 games. They had a 9-run outburst in Arizona. Besides that, they've been terrible. Mitch Spence has already been lit up by this Angels team. His last time out, he gave up 6 runs. He's been a little bit better at home, but I mean, against the Royals in Toronto, those teams were dead. He gave up 4 runs to Seattle. This Angels team is just extremely hot right now. So I took the first 5 money line to isolate the 2 starting pitchup matchups, and then I took the Angels team total over 3.5, so I get those full 9 at bats with one of the hottest teams in baseball.
Here's why I didn't place this bet. It has to be Angels, and there's not even a discussion, but I didn't bet it because this stinks.
I know the line hasn't
bad.
An inch.
I mean, I would imagine this is probably the most public play on the board tonight. We're polling at 82% to 9% Angels. And also Soriano making his first start in over 3 weeks. He was dealing with an ab injury, I think.
Abdomen.
Or abdomen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he had an injury to his core. He hasn't pitched in 3 weeks. Not something I'm trying to do. But I mean, this game's sitting at close to a pick'em. The entire planet's betting the Angels. Not much line movement. Don't like it at all. So I'll put Angels money line up. Oh, and by the way, the Angels bullpen has been better than Oakland recently. So it's not just the bats for the Angels that have been turning up. The Angels bullpen in the last 14 days has been better than Oakland's. It's on the come up, and the Angels offense in inning 6+. So the Angels offense against bullpens first across the board in the last 14 days. This is the best lineup, or in the last 7 days, I'm sorry. This is the best lineup in baseball in the late innings. So this is like Angels all the way. But why is it just sitting at -115, taking all the action in the world? I don't know. I'm terrified. I also don't like how the Angels just crushed Mitch Spence, because a lot of times you're like, oh, they just crushed this guy, and then he comes out and makes an adjustment, and then throws 5 shutout innings. So too sketchy for me. Angels are pass, but it's just a pass. It reeks. Matthew?
Pass. Got nothing.
Yeah, we're 80%, 11% on the Angels. So it's everyone's on the Angels here. I get it. I couldn't get to the other side.
We'll see on this next game. I'm curious where everybody's at.
So this is another one where I think it stinks, man. I'm not loving my bet here. I'm with you. I'm on the Snakes. I'll let Prop Beaver get the poll up before he gets us his pick graphics here. All right. D-backs on the road in LA. I split my money in half and did D-backs plus 1.5. If you want to give me a second graphic right over top that one, Prop Beaver. So I took Snakes on the money line. I got it at plus 168 actually. I have Diamondbacks money line as well. I don't love this. I feel like this price is very telling of what they expect to happen. I don't know how you can bet the Dodgers at this price right now. I mean, the Dodgers aren't really hitting. Toast has been cashing his Dodgers team total under left and right. Bobby Miller looks like a pitcher you need to stay far, far away from. His numbers are terrible. He had one good start back on March 29th. Ever since then, it's been a disaster. He had 2 bad starts, got hurt, missed 3 months, came back, and he's been shit ever since. So I don't know how you could trust Bobby Miller. I don't know how you could even trust the Dodgers bats right now. I'm sure they're going to come around at some point. To me, this is how I feel about this game. I'm looking at the line and I'm like, what? I would like this bet more if I was getting it at plus 120.
Yeah, I agree with that, all that. But yeah, for me, Bobby Miller, I will give you that all the starts have been on the road. The one time that he did look good this year, which was months and months and months ago, was at home. I guess if that's what you're looking at, but forget what Bobby Miller is doing. Like, he's not even going deep into games. Look at his last 4 starts: 2 innings, 6 1/3, 4 innings, 1 2/3 innings. Like, what do we really expect from Bobby Miller tonight? And then as far as Ryan Nelson, and by the way, last year when Bobby Miller faced his Arizona team at home, he went 6 innings and gave up 7 hits and 4 runs. Ryan Nelson, on the other hand, kind of hit or miss. I will give you that. But in his career against the Dodgers, he's pitched extremely well. His last 2 starts against the Dodgers, 12 innings, 6 hits, only 3 runs, 9 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Like, I just don't believe that Ryan Nelson's going to come into Dodger Stadium today and be intimidated by this lineup, especially when you take a look at that lineup, and the bottom of that lineup is Pages, Hayward, Rojas, Biggio, and Lux. Biggio and Lux don't hit for shit. So I just have a hard time believing that Nelson, with a full bullpen behind him, isn't going, and the Diamondbacks aren't going to be in this game in the later innings. I think that I'll take the Diamondbacks lineup over the Dodgers all day right now. So again, if I fall into a trap, I fall into a trap. But yeah, I'm all over the Snakes tonight. I think Jock Peterson hits a home run as well.
Jock Peterson home run. So a dinger from Toast. What about, we got an under strikeout prop from Matthew. Is it compelling?
I think it's very compelling. And if you find it compelling, follow me on Twitter. But this is not me saying that the Dodgers bats are any good. They, like, as bad as they've been, they still really haven't been striking out a lot. Last 30 days, 8th lowest strikeout rate at 19.9%, 10th lowest over the last 15 days as well. As bad as their bats have been actually at scoring runs, they haven't been striking out a lot. And they're like at 19.9% team strikeout rate over the last 30 days. Fangraphs considers like an average team strikeout rate 22.5%. So they're pretty decently below that. And they have 5 guys in their lineup that strike out less than 20% of the time. And then another one that's at 21.4%. So 6 of their 9, that's very nice, of their projected batters in their lineup have a below average strikeout rate. And Ryan Nelson is terrible. He's got a strikeout rate of 15%, lowest in the MLB, 8th lowest swinging strike rate, 2nd lowest called strike plus whiff rate. In his 14 starts this year, he's only gotten to 4 more strikeouts 5 times. So I love this under 3.5 strikeouts. It was one of my favorite plays of the day. I put it out on the article I write for Newsweek. This is one of the 3 that I put out. So I really like this one.
Yeah, and I don't know much about his strikeouts per se, but I could definitely confirm that Ryan Nelson is having a disappointing season. And last year he was so good on the road. This year, I mean, you can't even trust him on the road anymore. He's
also not like a strikeout pitcher. I mean, even his good starts, like at home against San Francisco, he went 7 2/3, gave up 2 runs, only struck out 1 guy. So he can pitch well and not strike out guys, and we all win. So
that's one thing, Toast. I don't know if you mentioned this when you were talking, but Ryan Nelson actually weirdly excellent numbers against the Dodgers. Like,
yeah, that was one of the things I said. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Like Prop Beaver put that in my notes for when I was doing the video last night, and I was like, bro, is that right? He's only pitched against the Dodgers 3 times. He's got like a 109 ERA or some shit. So Ryan Nelson weirdly has excellent numbers against the Dodgers. Well, like I said, I don't know much about the strikeout props. So, shall we do some community parlay?
Community parlay, the parlay we bet, yeah. Community parlay is for the community. We coming out, making a parlay. Yeah.
And we're back from. I hope you enjoyed the musical aroma
Community parlay
from Prop Beaver.
Aroma.
All right, let's get the parlay going. The community parlay song was much more loved than the dong song, but the dong song's more polarizing. The dong song gets people get really upset about it, or they get really fired up. So it's polarizing. The dong song's like Donald Trump of the sports betting YouTube world, just polarizing. All right, so give me Cleveland Guardians money line.
You rather love it or you hate it. There's no in between.
There's no in between on the dong song. Give me a Pirates money line. Red Sox money line.
Someone asked, is that Prop Beaver singing on that song? Oh, yeah.
Grimace money line. Oh, yeah. It's Prop Beaver sings the community parlay song and the dong song.
And the dong song.
Those are both Prop Beaver singles. Says, wait, so you don't bet the community parlay, Kyle? I mean, sometimes, not really. No, I don't bet parlays. Prop Beaver album release. Do you even have another track on the horizon? No, right? We got to think of something for football. You need like a touchdown scorer track or something. He said he's going to think of something Carrie Underwood-esque. And he didn't say it with like a smile on his face. If you knew him, you know that's like a dead ass serious thing he would say.
Like her making a song about getting cheated on by Tony Romo, something like of that style.
What do you think? What would be the song for football season? Like touchdown scorers, I guess? Like a touchdown scorer?
I think betting on anytime touchdowns it's too mainstream now. You got to do like interceptions.
How is that any different from home run props, bro?
Because it's not as fun. The odds aren't nearly as juiced.
So next up, we're gonna do Yankees money line.
Wait, what was the first one? Guardians?
Yep. Astros money line. Braves money line. Twins money line. See a touchdown. I think you should work on the touchdown scorer theme. So when someone gives out a touchdown scorer on the show, we hit it. I'm thinking like 11 seconds, 13 seconds max, something upbeat. I think people like your mellow song voice rather than and it makes you feel dong. I think people like the mellowness of the community parlay song. Look, I'm not the creative here. You are, but
I'm not 100% sure what "and it makes you feel dong" means.
I don't think he even knows.
It feels like there's some words missing.
It gets you going. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I don't think and it makes you feel. It's just one of those phrases you can insert in any musical
That's true.
stanza. Like, and it makes you feel, and it's got us singing like that. You could throw that into any song anywhere. So he threw that in. And it makes you feel dong doesn't make logical sense though. No. All right, next poll.
Guess it doesn't need to.
Padres money line. No, it doesn't need to. I'm guessing Phillies.
It's moving now. Padres are minus 115.
Yeah, someone said that. I like that. So I'm guessing that Phillies over Cubs. I guess. I don't know. Royals definitely, and Brewers definitely.
I really want to bet the Cubs so bad.
You should. I mean, the Phillies are banged up. They got nobody left to hit. I mean, their two-hitter is Bryson Stott. I love Bryson Stott, but he's not a two-hitter.
Tutty times. Someone suggested for your touchdown song. Tutty times.
I call it.
I only want to bet them just because that line seems trappy. It feels like they want you to bet Philadelphia at that price, but
yeah,
looks like Padres are winning the poll. Padres won. All right, and the last poll is, it's going to be Orioles, Angels, Dodgers, and then put whatever just got second place there. A lot of people voted for the Twins. Yeah, put the Twins back in.
I didn't see Michael Busch could hit a home run tonight. He was on my list.
Bad pick. Kyle Isbell is the pick.
I think Ballpark Pal is high on Michael
That's
Busch.
probably it's because I was that him, the weather. He'd hit a home run in the last week or so. His power's coming up.
Someone asked me what these are worth. They're like $12. It's not an impressive collection. They're $12. Unfortunately. The only thing that I have that's actually worth something is that the signed Eagles football I have.
Someone said that the song is missing the word "your" before "dong," and I thought about it, and it makes you feel your dong.
Or like your dong, Alvarez.
Padres are in for sure.
Oh, Padres. What are you screaming at me? Pods. What's the odds there, Modi?
Wait, what was the fourth one? Orioles?
Yeah.
So it's Guardians, Yankees, Orioles, Padres. That's plus 633 on
plus 633. So the community parlay is, for those of you that aren't watching, that are listening, it's the Guardians money line, Yankees money line, Padres money line, Orioles money line. Plus 633. That's the shot the community's taking. Now let's talk some underdog fantasy. Throw it on the screen. Throw it up.
What's that accent?
I don't know. New Jersey.
I don't know.
Throw it. Is it on the screen? Well, shit, man. I can't see it. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. Jose Barrios, lower than 2.5 earned runs. Love it. Great pick.
Wrong. That one's not going to hit.
Jose Soriano, higher than 29.5 fantasy points. He's just coming back from injury. Do you even consider shit like that?
It's fine.
All right. Bobby Miller, lower than 20. I mean, that seems safe. He's been so trash. So that's prop Beavers 3. Pick him. What's the special here? Show again? Ohtani over a half plate appearance. So that's basically, if he comes up the plate once, which he obviously will, it's available in any state highlighted in this map. So if you're in one of the states here highlighted in yellow, head over to Underdog Fantasy, the website, or download the app. When you make your account, make sure you use the promo code BET, B-E-T. That'll get you a $100 deposit bonus and your first pick 'em. So you get a free $100 and you get to use that Shohei Ohtani over half plate appearance in your first pick 'em. So it's a free leg. Yep. Thanks everyone for watching. Matthew, fun times as always. Very compelling stuff.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know when compelling became your word. But I like it.
Was. You said if you found him compelling, there's his Twitter handle, and then it just
it was you that started it.
Yeah, and then it just stuck.
I mean, it sounds about right. I'm very creative and funny.
Humble too.
All right, let's have a good one. Hopefully, next time you see us, we'll have more money in our accounts. Remember to bet responsibly tonight. I'm posting the league schedule right now, so if you submitted picks for the league tonight, be posted up on the website about 10 minutes. Yeah. Oh, so tomorrow 4 p.m. No day games. It's not a normal Wednesday, so it'll be the same exact time. Tomorrow will be the same exact time as today, and then Thursday, July 4th, we're gonna do a day show. Obviously, because all the games are on during the day. So that's a schedule. Let's have ourselves a good one. Remember to bet responsibly.